Greetings and welcome to your tarot reading for the day. This is an energy reading for the collective and it is timeless. So whenever you come across this video, however you come across it, it's the right time for you to be getting this message. And today we are again looking to the Celtic Dragon Tarot for our energy reading. And just if you have not been on this channel before, I want to tell you welcome. I am Kat Morgan, and I welcome you to this video, to this channel, and to this space. This is a space where the only thing you're ever going to hear, regardless of the spaces between the messages, is going to be nothing but love and encouragement and support as we are all doing our best to live our most authentic lives and be our most authentic selves. Every single one of the readings on this channel, with the exception of the playlist that's my personal book that I wrote that's published, self-published, which you're welcome to check out as well if you would like. But everything else is geared towards you. This channel is really all about you and making sure that we can provide as much as possible of the energy, the encouragement and support that we have available in this vessel coming to you through this channel. And I mean the channel in terms of YouTube as well as channeling. So with that said, today's card for today's energy pull was the King of Wands. And this guy, first of all, we know that wands are a fiery energy, which is almost in direct opposition to yesterday's reading with the Six of Cups. And I'll go ahead and pin that here in case you missed that yesterday. But the thing that comes to mind immediately is just how similar the messages are between the two cards, regardless of the fact that they are completely different suits. Here we have fire. We have fire energy, but it is like the child without fear who's grown up, who knows what is right for him or her. Remember, the King of Wands energy is going to be representing the energy, not the gender specific. We all have feminine and masculine parts of us to greater and lesser degrees, depending on the situation at the moment. Right? Sometimes you can be full-on masculine. Sometimes you can be full-on feminine. Most of the time, it's somewhere in the middle between the two. And that's where you are supposed to be. That is the healthy balance where we embrace whatever gender we don't necessarily identify with as being just as true in its own way for us. So with that little bit of rant done for you guys, let's get back to the reading. You know, the King of Wands in the traditional like Rider-Waite tarot represents someone who knows what they want. They are charismatic, they are confident. This is an influential leader and not the kind that has to buy it with money. Okay? This is the embodiment of this fiery energy, a creative energy. And this is the energy that inspires others to do the same. This vision, this passion that this King of Wands has is contagious. He is not afraid to take risks and is driven by a desire to create and achieve. And so this card, this reading can be signifying a time of bold action, something you've been maybe contemplating, maybe considering, maybe thinking, maybe yes, maybe no. Maybe this is the time to make a decision one way or the other. Take that bold step. Do what you know is right for you. Sometimes the consequences may not be exactly what you wanted, and you take that lesson and you take the next step forward. Don't ever keep yourself from doing something simply because you're not sure of success. We're never sure of success. The thing that makes us succeed is the attempt, is the effort, and the intent. And that's where your success comes. This is leadership and authority. As I said, confidence and charisma, a creative vision, I'm reminded so often when I get this card of the biblical scripture, without a vision, the people perish. Where's your vision? What are you dreaming of? What's your mission in life? What's your purpose? What's your reason to be here? Your raison d'être, right? Success and achievement. The I can't talk this morning, evidently. Entrepreneurial energy, okay? As I said, trying new things. You never know. If you don't try, guess what? You won't succeed. You've got to try. But I want to take a look in the book and find out because, again, as I'd mentioned yesterday in the reading from yesterday, anytime we are working with a deck that is not a traditional deck like the Rider-Waite, for example, for the traditional tarot here, we want to look at the book and find out what it says specifically in this energy of the Celtic dragon. And we have a regal looking older man who's sitting on a richly carved throne. He wears a crown with small blue stones on the spiky tips. Because of the man's long and dedicated studies, he has earned the title of Master of Air. Chaotic thoughts no longer plague him, for he has become disciplined in weeding out, organizing, and bending the power of those thoughts to his concentrated desires and goals. So the one thing I'm just going to stop right there and say, I think this deck may be looking at, and I know I've got listeners that identify with this, and you can give a shout down in the comments if you feel so inclined, that wand energy represents air specifically, and that sword energy represents fire, as a fire is required to forge a sword. You try saying that 5 times fast, okay? A fire is required to forge a sword. So I believe in this case, although again traditional Rider-Waite pulls fire energy for the King of Wands, it's still the same idea. This is the man who's in control of his thoughts then, instead of being in control of his emotions necessarily and passions, but his thoughts, his mind. And how many times do you hear on this channel, as well as others, about trying to be more mindful? I heard the most amazing line earlier today on another YouTube channel from another YouTube video about it's not our job to be policing ourselves. We are not, that's not what mindfulness is. It's not supposed to be catching ourselves doing something wrong. It's just supposed to be being aware of what we're thinking. Because as soon as you become aware of it, it will shift if it's not in alignment with where you are supposed to be, where you know you are supposed to be. So all you have to do is look at it. Just pay attention to it, be mindful of it, and then watch it shift into alignment with where you know you are supposed to be. Okay, so there we go. I just had to insert that in there already. So he is bending the power of his thoughts to his concentrated desires and goals. About his shoulders is a white and multi-blue mantle, which represents comfort and contentment, with tiny dragon figures as part of the design. On one partially raised hand sits a tiny dark blue dragon, a small messenger that helps the king to communicate with other realms. The king's other hand holds a long staff-like wand, which is representing willpower, and it's got a crystal tip. The whole glow shows the purity of his will, his desire. A huge dragon peers over the back of the throne above the man's head. This is the king's guardian and advisor, a longtime companion on journeys through other realms of being. Another of his small guardian dragons lies curled contentedly at his feet, its sleep revealing the calmness of the atmosphere around this powerful man. And the divinatory meaning. A masculine influence who is powerful in the business world could guide you in an important decision. Ambition and leadership qualities will get you ahead in your career, but beware that haste and ego do not get you in trouble. So again, as I was just saying, being mindful, being aware, not condemning. That's not our job. We're not out to be the police of our thoughts and our mind. We are simply to be the observers. Because as soon as we are the observers, that thought, that feeling, that idea is going to transform. If it is not already in alignment with our truest, highest self, it will transform as soon as you give it the opportunity to, by paying attention to it. So that is our energy reading for the day. Being mindful, not being fearful, being aware, not being the police, and taking the energy of a king with you, regardless of your gender and how you identify. You are king, you are sovereign of your mind, because you can control what your thoughts are just by paying attention to them. So I do hope that this resonated and blessed you. Again, feel free to leave any comments if you want to do that. I love you. Have the most amazing, fantastic day. I'm listening to a roadrunner passing by my window doing his little ratchety sound. He probably hears my voice and he's like, oh, human, scary. I've got a family of roadrunners that live on my property in a tree. So I'm very blessed, and I'm sending those blessings to you. Blessings of prosperity, blessings of abundance, blessings of plenty, of a cornucopia of good things coming to you constantly, all day today, all day long, until your head hits that pillow and you go into slumber tonight. Be blessed. I love you. Have the most amazing, fantastic day. Namaste and ciao for now.